Hey, good morning, folks. Welcome back here at Coco Ranch, Japan. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm a foreigner living in the countryside of Japan, and a lot of madness going on. Spring is coming. Check out this beautiful weeping plum tree that I planted last year. But right now I'm heading over to Wade's place. Wade is a fellow American and also a fellow veteran, and he bought a land here in town, and he has been clearing it. It was full of bamboo. And Kayak-san, the gentleman, the carpenter that did the renovation on this house right here in the background, there used to be an Akiya, a vacant house, is going to build his house here shortly. But he had to go through a bunch of hurdles, such as the land and the zoning and all kinds of stuff like that. And right now he is over there chipping because he bought a really cool chipper. But anyways, let's go ahead and head on over to Wade's place and just kind of chit chat for a little while. And it's finally started to clear up a little bit. It's been raining for the past couple of days. All right, if you don't mind, come along. I'm making a quick stop here at the Konbini, the convenience store, but I figured I'd go ahead and be a little nosy and check out the progress on the new hospital that they are building here in town. Quite frankly, I have no idea how they justify such a huge hospital for our little town. The town is actually quite wide. It expands out quite a bit, but I think there's like 2,000-3,000 residents. There's a whole bunch of other little towns around this area, but part of this, it's like they build like some sort of apartments over there. Probably it's for staff, I don't know. But look at this huge, really nice hospital, which is nice. I'm not complaining. And over there, there's some more apartments, possibly for staff as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and get some snacks for the crew. It's a little windy out here, but boy, listen to that thing going up. So this is their property way over there, and he's been clearing the whole bamboo over there little by little. So he figured that it'd be cheaper to buy a bamboo chipper and then later kind of go into business doing it here for the local area. So I think it's really smart. Gorgeous view from here. It has been raining for the past couple of days and it's still quite clean. He's been cutting all that bamboo, and then little by little they're chipping it with this bad boy. He calls it the tank, and then he's going to be selling it as mulch. And I stopped by to buy a bag. I think I might be one of his first customers. So? Oh yeah. Even with the scale, that adds almost.
He's almost got enough space.
Perfect.
You look like a pro, man. Than a metric buck has that, right? Yeah. Would be 1 metric ton plus the weight of.
I'm sorry, man, but I did not realize you had. I know you said it, but oh my god! And this is nothing yet.
It's about half probably of what I need to do.
Yeah.
So how far out do you go?
So there's 5 grades total. We're on the 3rd grade. That's the 4th one, and then a 5th one, and then it goes from bamboo forest and turns into sugibayashi, so a cedar forest.
Yeah.
And that's where we're gonna cut till. And then there's a green rope up in the wood line right there.
Yeah.
That's how far it is that way.
That's your property line, right?
Yeah, I gotta cut it all the way down to the road. So.
And the neighbor's okay if you eventually go a little bit deeper in there, right?
Yeah, I got agreements with him where I'm gonna go in and start cleaning out dead wood on his side.
Yeah.
He's currently not here, so he lives in a different prefecture.
So right here is where the house is going to be, right?
In this area, yeah. And then they'll build a road coming up here, and they'll try to preserve the walls as best as they can.
And you're talking about those walls are built in the 1800s? Something?
Yeah, so from what we understand, they're over 200 years old.
200 years? And the neighbors were concerned that you were going to destroy them, right?
Yeah, that was one of the questions that was commonly asked in the very beginning. So.
Yeah. But on the other hand, too, how strong are they and everything, too, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It's not the same building code as America. Yeah, I want the house as far back that way as possible. And then I'll probably do like gabion baskets in the back here.
What kind of baskets?
The mesh wire gabion.
Oh, okay.
Gabion, however they say it. Where they fill it with rock and stuff like that.
With rocks, yeah.
Yeah, so Canada uses them a lot, but the U.S. you just don't see them very often.
I don't see them, and it's like pretty.
Yeah, but they're really good with drainage.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to worry about the drainage aspect on them. You want to take a walk and see up there?
So explain to me the process, and you went to like figure out the property line. You're saying that.
Yeah. So originally, this area up here, we didn't have it cut as a separate piece. It was actually about part of 5 acres that go across this mountain here in front of us. And so when we bought the property where we're at now was 1 lot, then there was a lot under us and a 3rd lot, and then agricultural fields, right? The rice fields. And so about 5 lots altogether. But because we got to fix the drainage and stuff to go down this side here, we needed a little more, just that way we could do whatever we needed to on it. And so we ended up getting surveyors to come out here and cut a new line for us to be able to do that. And we got a really good price on the property, everything all together, but the surveyor aspect of it was more than the actual property was. And so it was about $12,000 to do the survey. It's cheaper than that to buy the actual land.
Well, you gotta have a septic tank. And how about electricity? How far are you from electricity?
So yeah, they got utilities down at the base where those other houses are, and they're gonna have to run it up here.
Okay.
And then we'll do a septic tank up here, and then I don't know, maybe consider digging another well. They have spring water that comes down that supports this house under us. And so we might upgrade that system because it's actually quite a bit of water. It's just not the best system feeding it out. So
wow, the sound of the bamboo is crazy.
Yeah, and when the wind hits it just right, it whispers almost like someone talking.
Yeah.
So well, yeah, we got most of this cleaned up.
So, and you, whoa, what the hell is that?
We don't know. So
we don't know.
I think it's kind of man-made, possibly back in the day.
Yeah.
Because if you look, these stones were almost placed, and you could see it almost had wall work coming out the side right here behind us.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it was a bomb shelter that they just crawled into back in the day, or possibly a type of storage.
Huh.
But
have you tried going in there a little?
No.
I wonder how far it goes.
When I first kind of when I first kind of played with the idea of like going in there, it was like full mamushi season, so I was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, there's a rebar here. No,
it's a root.
Oh no, it's a root.
But yeah, we're not sure what it is, and when it rains, no water comes out of it, so it's not water made either. We did have 2 bears 2 years ago that got caught on the lower part of this property, and I don't think they made it, but I think they might have just been hiding out in there. And they're coming down and they're eating the rotten persimmon tree fruit. So
Yeah, that's why they were warning if you have persimmons, which we have. How are you killing the bamboo? You said something about
So yeah, when we cut it down, you can kind of see it over here. So right after I make the cut, I'm drilling a hole into the stump and we're putting concentrated root killer into it, 10 to 20 cc's per stump.
and that will kill not just this one, but
Yeah, they're all connected, so it's cumulative. So each stump has 10 to 20 cc's in it. There's several liters before you right here, and hopefully it has an effect, or I spent a lot of money for nothing.
Is it toxic?
I wouldn't. So the warning is don't eat takenoko or bamboo shoots within 50 meters of where we use this.
Okay.
For 2 years.
For 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's actually really toxic. I read a thing online where a chemist went through it and said it's pretty much just super concentrated salt, which isn't healthy for anyone, but
yeah,
that's really what it is you're dehydrating the roots. So
okay.
yeah, and then it goes up to here.
And you say, oh, okay, I start seeing the sugi over there. Now, so back in the day, the Japan intentionally planted sugi everywhere, right? Is this part of it, you know? Or?
I don't know, but this sugibayashi up here is pretty well maintained.
Oh, wow, it's beautiful.
It's very clean. And so this, we hit a border on the property. So the guy we bought from is on this side, and then our neighbors is on this side, and they own up here. And so the agreement I have with this neighbor is anywhere bamboo has come off our property into theirs, when I cut this, I'm going to go ahead and cut theirs too. Because what I don't want is anything remaining. Hey, Jeff and them are here. I don't want anything remaining where it's going to kill out any other sugibayashi.
So you said these are different terraces, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But there used to be like rice fields, I'm assuming, right?
I don't know if they're actually rice fields. I want to talk to the owner a little more about it and see what he actually knows. Because the one lowest almost seems like there was a wall on it. But up here, it might have just been agricultural. And then for a while, they put kuriki, water chestnut trees.
Wow.
And the bamboo killed them all.
And the
like this right here.
Killed them all. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all those up there, huh?
Yeah.
All those stumps. So all that used to be kuri, like ganeguri, what me was famous for.
Which is what those trees out there that they're still maintaining are.
Oh, this marker right here is your property line?
Yeah, so that's
all these markers here, right?
It cuts diagonal across this drainage and meets up where that green rope is that I showed you.
Cool. Oh, did you know that they're coming over?
No.
Oh. Yeah, it's his friends come over. Oh, okay, this Haku. And,
I'm gonna go greet them really fast.
Yeah, go catch up with them. Tank M1A1. That's cool, man.
So the bags in this are separate. The actual stand with the block lift, the stand separate, the block lift separate for the chain block.
Yeah.
But
so you figuring we're gonna sell these for?
So on the internet right now, one bag sells for 32,000 yen.
32,000.
So we're hoping to sell as many as we can if there's buyers for maybe 20,000 yen. Yeah, currently we've chipped about 43,000 pounds of chips. So this is Kyoritsu. They have a series of these self-propelled wood chippers that they sell. This is their second biggest one without going into the ones that you gotta tow around. But it's rated for 14 centimeters, so about 5.5 inches. So you can kind of get a little more with bamboo because it's hollow and it collapses when you put it in. It's self-fed, so once you put something in it, it'll grab it and pull it through. with these. So that'll rotate. It's on a hydraulic arm and it'll go up and down and grab whatever size of whatever's in there. This is where you feel it, choke, but pretty simple. Most important thing is emergency shut off.
Emergency shut off.
It grabs you, hit that.
And you bought this here local from the local guy, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Yeah, like so I bought a chainsaw from them, and yeah, great guys.
Yeah.
You know, so I like them. Yeah. Family owned.
This is where you change. So reverse, neutral, and then you got forward 1, neutral, and forward 2. This engages it. This is your speed lever, and then you turn with these handles.
Yeah.
So look at that up there.
Man, that thing is fun.
Yeah, it rips them.
At least it's fun for me right now, but you know, I don't know, maybe 8 hours later, you're like
60 bags later.
60 bags later is that this is for the birds. Yeah, look at that. And this yesterday when you guys weighed it was like 250.
Yeah.
So that tractor down there, is that yours or you bought it?
That's mine.
Oh, you just bought it too?
Well, I bought it like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
But I had the rice planter down there, and they had it in the shop to service it for the year.
Okay.
And so I just had them switch them out.
To be a farmer, you have to own a K truck.
Yeah, so they have conditions that you have to meet in order to do it.
Yeah.
The hardest condition is by profession, you have to be a farmer to buy farmland if you're new to it. And then on top of that, depending where you're at, you have your local agricultural committee.
Yeah.
And they can set conditions. And so like the conditions we had is we had to have access to a K truck, a tractor, a combine, a rice planter. And then there's also other equipment, but they weren't conditional, like a dryer, a bagger, and things like that. Not necessarily own. So.
But someone willing to either
lend it,
rent it.
And it's really hard to get someone to lend you farm equipment because it's one of those things, if you break it, it costs money.
Yeah.
So
wear and tear.
And then I recently saw a news article where Japan said they're not going to be selling farmland to people who have short-term visas. So if they have a little bit of time left on their visas, they're disqualified.
Oh.
And it was kind of one of those ambiguous statements of they amended the law on it to not exclude people with visas, but it kind of seems like it's set up to where you have to have PR to do it.
Permanent residency.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and I was reading they don't want to sell to foreign interest groups and like major companies that are buying. But I read the statistics and only like 300 hectares were sold last year to foreign groups. So not very much actually.
But you said this
yeah,
right
that
there?
field, another field up there, and then a third one. And then I got 2 more I got to till, but I'll do those later because they're called fukuden. Haven't been planted recently. And so you got to resurrect them. Got to get the soil ready, and we'll plant them next year. But this year it'll be kind of a restoration project.
Who's mentoring you and teaching you?
So I got a local individual here that's been doing rice for a long time. Him and the guy who taught him do most of this valley, with the exception of what we see right in front of us, but going upwards. I think they do about maybe 10 acres or so to 20 acres. So we'll see, but to do 3 ton, which is less than 1 cho, it's about 1 acre or so, maybe bring in about 2,500 USD off of it. 2,000 USD.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the more land you have, the more money you're gonna make.
Yeah. Well,
probably what we have now would feed my family for the year and then enough to sell,
To sell, yeah,
but not
yeah,
not really to make huge profits.
yeah, yeah.
When I did the math, I was calculating I need at least 10 to 20 acres to really make it worth it.
You own and you borrowed, right?
Yeah, so Santon, so 3 ton I own, and then there's another 3 ton that I have a lease on, and the lease is free right now. So
Free.
and it's a 5-year lease.
So and that came with all this right here, right?
The stuff I bought came with the stuff I own, with all this right here, and then the
But-
other 3 ton that we're restoring this year are separate.
You got a minute to talk about up there real quick?
Yeah, we can go. We cleaned it up a lot, so you can
Yeah,
actually
let's go
walk
check it
around.
out.
So
He has been cutting all this bamboo and he works full time. So every weekend, almost without fail, he's over here many times by himself. Sometimes he gets help. Then all along, he has also been killing the bamboo. Wow.
okay. I think we definitely had more in it yesterday. I think I sloped it 280. Okay, stop. That's good right there. It's 280 kilograms.
Little K truck can take 350. You're good.
So we're gonna set this on the back of the tailgate.